Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to start a modern Indian history topic, that is advent of Europeans to India. This is about me, Avinash K. I have done a B in electronics and instrumentation technology. My hobbies are playing cricket, reading books, traveling, writing poems. So let us get started. European trade companies. So initially, who came to India? Portuguese, Dutch, English, and French. So these are the four countries which visited to India, and for the trade purpose. If you want to remember, you can remember it as a PDF. We already know that. Just insert here E. Right? P means Portuguese, D means Dutch, E means English, and F means what? French. I'll just come back this map later. So get started now. So what exactly happened? There were trade and commerce relationship between India and Europe since ancient times. There was a great demand for Indian spices like pepper, cardamom, and ginger. So what happened in ancient time? It's not like that the trade has started only in a modern way. The trade has been was there between India and European countries since from the ancient times. So there is a place called Constantinople. Right now it is become as in Istanbul. So we'll come back about that. Constantinople was a center of international business and considered as the gate of European trade. While Arab merchants had gained monopoly over the trade in Asian countries, and Italian traders had gained a monopoly over trade in Europe. So there was Asia and Europe, right? Asian country, that is what Middle East Asia, and European countries. In European countries, what happened? The Italy was the major monopoly. Monopoly means the those who are going to take over the business, right? The single party who is going to take over the business, that we call it as a monopoly. Italy, in the European countries, what happened? The Italians are the monopolies, whereas in the Asian countries, the Arabs, right? Those who are going to be monopolies. So this Constantinople is a bridge between European countries and Asian countries. The merchandise from Asia had brought good profits to Italian merchandise. Okay. So the fall of Constantinople. Okay. The trade and commerce between Asia and Europe was taking place through the city of Constantinople. In 1453, Ottoman Turks captured the city of Constantinople. Result, all the trade routes connecting the city of Constantinople came under the control of Turks. The Turks started levying too many taxes on the goods passing through these routes. As a result, the merchants of felt that the trade was not profitable. Spain and Portugal were attempting to break the monopoly of Italian traders. They started encouraging the sailors to find a sea route to India. So in the map, I'll explain you in a detail. So you can see here. So this is what exactly the Middle East. Here we can see a Turkey, right? You can see here Turkey, and here we have a Spain and a Portugal. So right. So and here we have Italy. Okay, here in between there is a Constantinople. Now it is become an Istanbul. So what happened? The Turkeys have captured this Ottoman Empire, right? They have captured this Constantinople. So we can tell this is what earlier a Roman Empire. There is a fall of Roman Empire, and now here it is a rise of Islam. So we can tell like that. When the Constantinople was captured by the Turkey, and whatever the goods which are going to pass from this place to another place, because it's a bridge, so they are imposing a more tax. When the tax has imposed more on this place, so whatever the European countries, they have to pay more for these goods, right? Traveling, whatever bus charge, whatever it may be, the transportation, they have to pay more money, and it is not profitable for them. So that's what happened. The Spain and the Portuguese people have taken in a different initiative. If they want to come from this place to India, so they have to travel through a land route. This is the only one route which can connect India and the western countries. So that's why what happened, the Spain and Portugal, so two great people from Spain and Portuguese have started finding India through a sea route. So one is a Vasco da Gama, and one more is a Christopher Columbus. So Christopher Columbus came like this, and he went to the America, and he discovered the America. Whereas Vasco da Gama, from this place he came to Cape of Good here, right? And afterwards he reached to the Calicut of India. and he started a trade, and he saw already here Arab traders was there, and he was a different kind of person. He don't like Arabs. Initially he don't like Arabs, and he wanted to spread Christianity here, so he came. So that is what a story. So what happened, the Ottoman Empire, they have captured, the Turkeys have captured the Constantinople, and due to that the French, due to that what happened, the Portuguese and Spain people have started a sea route. So just a minute, right? So the fall of Constantinople, and let us study about one by one about the Portuguese. So see, Portuguese were the first to arrive at India for trade, were the last to leave India on the sea route. Vasco da Gama reached Calicut on the east coast of India in 1498. By this, he was successful in discovering a new sea route to India. So Almeida arrived in India as a viceroy of Portuguese, right? Who is the first viceroy of Portuguese? That is the Almeida. He is the first viceroy of Portuguese, and he visited to India. He implemented blue water policy. It's a very important. So blue water policy in order to establish a supremacy over the sea instead of supremacy over land. So earlier what happened? There is a land, through the land only the supremacy superpower was there, and he introduced the supremacy over a sea. So Goa became the first administrative center of Portuguese administration in India. Their power declined with the arrival of English and French and in India. So this is all about the Portuguese. So next let us study about the Dutch people. They established a United East India Company in 1602 with the aim of doing business with the eastern countries. They established the war houses in Surat, Broch, Basalipattanam, and Chinsur. With this, they broke the monopoly of Portuguese in India. So what happened when Portuguese have started coming to India, and they have doing the business, and the other Western countries also motivated to them. They also got a motivation, and they have started to visit India and for the trade purpose, right? So when these Dutch people came to India, and earlier it was a monopoly of Portuguese people, and when Dutch have visited, so they broke the monopoly of Portuguese in India. Later, unable to face competition from English and French, Dutch limited themselves to spice rich islands. So this is all about the Dutch people. So next very important English people who ruled us 200 years. So let us study about them. In coming classes we'll study about more about them. So that's why I have introduced only little bit. In 1600, Queen Elizabeth issued a royal charter authorizing East India Company to trade with eastern countries for 15 years. The Mughal Empire Jahangir issued a royal permission to English to establish their factory. So what happened? The Jahangir of Nawab of Mughal Empire. So Mughal Empire, Jahangir has given a farman or a permission to do a trade or a business in India. By the 17th century, English had established Bombay, Madras, and Calcutta as the center of their presidents. By later, English made Calcutta as the capital city. So this is all about the English people. Next, let us study about the French. French East India Company started as a government owned company in 1664. It started its first factory in Surat in the year 1668. Dupleix, who arrived in Pondicherry as the Governor General of French, had a high ambitions of establishing a French as a major power in India. So Dupleix is a very ambitious person, and he want to establish a French as a major power in South India. This ambition led to Carnatic Wars with the English, because Dupleix was a very ambitious person and he wanted to make a superpower, that French should be a major power in the South India. So this ambition led to the Carnatic War with the English. Now let us study the competition between England and French. So we are going to study about now first Carnatic War. That started from the 1746 to 48. So I told you in the last slide why the Carnatic War, because the Dupleix is very ambitious person and he want to make a superpower in South India. So and English people also want to make a superpower in the South India, though this led to the Carnatic War. So first Carnatic War is between 1746 to 48. French military leader invaded Madras and captured it. So French military leaders, the French people, what they have done, they have invaded Madras and captured it. This forced British to take the help of Anwaruddin, Nawab of Carnatic, for support. The army sent by Anwaruddin failed to defeat the French at Madras. French military leader took money from the English and returned Madras. So this enraged Dupleix attempted to make Madras but failed in it. So finally this war ended with the Treaty of Aix-la-Chapelle. So see here what happened. The treaties means is nothing but a sorry. Initially they will play a battle and they will fight each other, and at the end of they'll say sorry, it's my mistake. So they are going to telling like that. So this is what exactly the treaty. So okay, the army sent by Anwaruddin failed to defeat the French at Madras. So what happened in the first Carnatic War? French military leader invaded Madras and they have captured it. This forced British to take the help of Anwaruddin, Nawab of Carnatic, for support. The army sent by Anwaruddin failed to defeat the French at Madras. French military leader took money from English and returned Madras. So this made Dupleix very angry, and he took Madras but failed in it. So this is what finally the first Carnatic War ended. First Carnatic War ended with a Treaty of Aix-la-Chapelle. So next we'll see about the second Carnatic War. So let us see about the second Carnatic War. What will happen here? Second Carnatic War started between 1749 to 1754. French made Salabat Jung as the Nizam of Hyderabad. So Salabat Jung, so French they have appointed a Salabat Jung as the Nizam of Hyderabad. So in Carnatic, Chanda Sahib was the Nawab with the help of French. Okay, French made Salabat Jung as the Nizam of Hyderabad. In Carnatic, what happened? What they did, French people, they have appointed a Chanda Sahib as the Nawab with the help of French. Right. So French people only they have appointed Chanda Sahib as a Nawab. So Robert Clive East India Company attacked Orkut. So they have attacked Orkut, the capital city of Carnatic, and defeated Chanda Sahib. The English named Muhammad Ali as the Nawab of Carnatic. So the second Carnatic War ended with the Treaty of Pondicherry. So French recalled Dupleix. This war brought laurels to English while French suffered a political setback. So let us see what happened in the second Carnatic War. So what happened, the French people appointed Chanda Sahib as the Nawab of Carnatic. So East India Company attacked the Orkut, which is the capital city of Carnatic, and defeated the Chanda Sahib. So and they have appointed the Muhammad Ali as the Nawab. So second Carnatic War ended with the Treaty of Pondicherry. I told you what treaty, so they will tell I am sorry. So we will continue again. We will not do like that. So this was continued. So French, French government, they called Dupleix back. So they called Dupleix back. This war brought lot of profit to the English people, while French suffered a very political setback. So their rule, whatever Dupleix had ambitious, has going to be ended from this Carnatic War. So just a minute. So let us study about the third Carnatic War. The third Carnatic War, Sir Eyre Cote of the English army defeated the French. So in the third Carnatic War, what happened? Sir Eyre Cote of the English army defeated the French. French had to lose their bats in India due to a Carnatic War. So I told you already. So when they have recalled the Dupleix back to their country, who is the ambitious person. So due to that, in the third Carnatic War, when Sir Eyre Cote of the English army defeated the French people, so French lost their importance in India. Like this, English, by defeating all their rivals, started consolidating their power over the southern India. So English people, they have become a superpower in India because they have defeated all Dutch people, and they have defeated they have defeated major power is the French, because they have a very good enemy as the French. They are defeated, and this ends the Carnatic War. So we are going to continue one more lecture in this, guys. So hope so you enjoyed this, and if you really like this video, so please click the like button and subscribe my channel. And if you want to listen more like this video, so please subscribe and like. It will really motivates me. Thank you everyone. Thanks a lot.